Hello again. 1.1.6 Maintain appropriate documentation of referrals, assessment, interventions and outcomes. The key element to that is, of course, maintaining appropriate documentation, which may be a little more complicated than you first think. So what you'll need to do first is, a bit like the last one, contact your local practice placements, ideally too with different documentation practices, and summarise the way that chaplains keep records in those places. The idea is that you'll then go on to identify the main commonalities and differences between those two, and then jump off the fence and tell us which method you prefer and why. The reason we want to do that is because we actually want to argue for record keeping in this case. Of course, some of that's out of your hands. You have to work within local policy, and the behavioural element of this competence says that healthcare chaplains will be structured and organised, keeping records in line with local policy. Okay, so you're dependent on local policy to a large extent. But the theory, rather like the last one, is still about process, but this time in regard to record keeping. So this particular module asks you to identify the key issues and then conclude by making an argument for chaplains to record their activities in a systematic and consistent manner, because that's the way that all the other allied health professionals do it. And the key reading from this can be seen here in this book, Charting Spiritual Care. It's open access, so if you just follow the link, have a look there, and then make the case for healthcare chaplains to keep records. Obviously, there's a lot of policies and guidelines, not just local, but national, and there's quite an argument for and against. So the idea here is to summarise that key argument and show why the argument against is wrong. See you in the next competence.